Hi everybody, Elisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day after a long break. I appreciate everyone who's hanging in with my channel even though I haven't been here much. People who watch the videos probably know I've been going through some challenges taking care of my dad has been having health issues for maybe the past 6 or 7 months. And prior to that, my life was kind of in turmoil. And it's getting a little bit better, and my dad is recovering. He's home now after a second hospital stay. But it's slow going, and I moved recently. I moved back to my hometown, and that was a big sort of change I wasn't expecting. I didn't come home to take care of my dad. I came home for other reasons, and then I thought I might get my own apartment, and this would just be kind of like a way station, but that's not going to happen. I'm staying here now because soon after I got here, my dad's health issues started, and so he needs someone to help take care of him, so I'm it. So I'm living, please excuse all the clutter behind me. I'm living here with all of my stuff that's not in storage in this one room, which is a room I grew up in. Anyway, so it's sometimes a little overwhelming and hard to get motivated to make videos. And so again, I appreciate everyone who's sort of sticking with the channel. And I'm sorry, I have always said in the past that people leave the nicest comments, and it really means a lot to me, and I try to respond to them all. But like a couple of videos back, I just was feeling so overwhelmed by the stuff in my life that I just kind of couldn't do it. But I do, and I'm sorry about that, but I do read them all, and they really mean a lot to me, and they really help. It really helps. I was just talking to one Vera friend, Deborah. Hi, if you're watching. So good to talk to you. And I was telling her because she has strong faith. That's my sense of Deborah. And I think that's a real gift. And so sometimes it's really helpful to have people have faith for you, which I was telling her, because it's not always easy to have it for yourself. And so I really do appreciate everybody's comments, and I do read them, and hopefully one day I'll be able to get motivated to respond more thoroughly. Anyway, so because I haven't been making videos, oh, and one more thing. I haven't been on for a while, but every now and then I get these comments from random people who probably don't really watch me that much because they don't seem to know the backstory. And they make comments about how I shouldn't be doing this, and I should be doing that, and I shouldn't have my dogs in the video, and I shouldn't ramble. Spoiler alert, I ramble. And also, this is my channel. I'm not a professional. I just do this because it started because people asked me to do it, and it pleases me that people get enjoyment from it, and it's a nice little distraction for them, so I do it. But I'm not a pro. I don't have professional lighting. I have to wait till it's sunny out. And the dogs, when I have them all, are going to be in the video. Right now I only have one, Miss Pixie, who is very subdued because it is hot as all get out in this apartment. We don't have air conditioning, but we will be soon. I'm forcing my dad to get air conditioning because I'm just like sweating bullets sitting here. So that's my channel. It's dogs and craziness and rambling, and so that might not be for you, and that's okay. We just move along. You don't have to tell me about it. I got enough shit going on. I'm not changing anything. Okay, that's me and my dogs. Love my dogs, and I miss the ones that I can't have with me. So right now, because I haven't made a video in so long, I got a lot of stuff I could talk about, just like a shit ton of stuff. Because unfortunately, even though I wasn't making videos, I was not saving money. I stress buy. I definitely stress buy. So, I thought I would talk about this bag because I'm in a couple of Vera Facebook groups. I always mention them for people who might be interested, and in one of them, which is called Vera Bradley Friends, I think it was the Vera Bradley Friends one that I'm in. I'm one of the moderators for that one, the administrators for that one. That was started by my friend Liz, and it's a great smaller bunch of Vera people, and then there's the Buzz. We're all in the Buzz too. Some of us are in the Buzz, and also Vera Bradley Insiders, which I wanted to mention. But it was in the Friends group where I was sharing pictures of this bag, and people were sort of wondering about it, the size. They're worried, they're curious about it, but they're concerned it might be a little small. So I thought I would show this. And before I forget, just about the Vera Bradley Insiders group that I wanted to mention. There used to be an online focus group that Vera Bradley was running, and it was called Vera Bradley Insiders. And then I don't know if it was sort of tied to their new management up top, but they disbanded it very abruptly recently and didn't really even give us much of a heads up. It was like maybe a week. And so people in the group, we have formed these bonds, but we were communicating on the message boards there. That was our main way of communicating with each other. And so everyone was sort of scrambling, like we're going to lose touch with each other, and we were kind of panicked. And so luckily, though, Laura, one of the insiders, had already started a Vera Bradley Facebook group for the insiders. And she called it Vera Bradley Insiders. But it hadn't really gotten a lot of play because we were all still in the focus group was still active, so we were all kind of over there. But I joined it anyway, and there were a handful of other people. But then it became very kind of timely that she had made this group, because we started to try to migrate over there. But I don't think we had enough time to really gather up the bulk of the people over in the focus group. They didn't know. Not everyone was logging in every day, so it's kind of a shame that they didn't give us more of a heads up. So if people were insiders and they're not in the Facebook group and they didn't know about it and they watch the videos, that's why I'm mentioning it. There is, for the insiders, there is a Vera Bradley Insiders Facebook group run by the participants, non-affiliated with Vera Bradley in any way. And I think, if you wanted to maybe join, you would have to know what your handle was, maybe in the insiders group. I'm not sure how Laura has to check to verify that you were in the insiders group. I'm not sure how she does that or if she can still do that, but you can, give it a shot if you know what your handle was, if you remember what your handle was in the focus group. Anyway, so the bag. Do I have where's my, see if I have it. I had a tape measure here. Now I don't see it. See if I can, I measured this recently. See if I can remember. I think I could probably remember the dimensions. Unless I'm too old. So it is a smaller bag. It is the, let's see, make sure I get this right, the Small Multi-Strap Tote bag in Performance Twill. This color is olive leaf. Couple things. I was never really much interested in solid colors in Vera Bradley until lately, when they did a couple of colors I really think are beautiful, like the lavender sky, although I've been having issues with that, which I can vent about in another video sometime. And this one, and I'm a camo person. I'm not always a girly girl, and wear olive green fatigue. In high school, when I was in high school, it was very cool to wear those fatigue jackets. And we used to go down to, I grew up in Manhattan, I'm in Manhattan now, in New York City, and we used to go down to Canal Street. Back in the day, there used to be a lot of cool stores down at Canal Street. And there used to be Army, Navy surplus stores there, and you could go get a lot of cool things in there. That's where we used to go get it. Everyone in high school was wearing these fatigue jackets, and also the liners that were like these quilted, they were collarless, like kind of shells, like lightweight, but long sleeve, but they had the open armpits, like the seam around the shoulder was only sort of sewn on the top. It was open on the bottom, and it didn't have a collar. It just had sort of buttonholes down the edges because it buttoned into like another jacket, like a fatigue jacket or something like that. And so that was when I was in high school. X amount of years ago, I won't say. I'm 32. I am always 32. So I say. We all used to wear those in high school. So I think, you know, that love of fatigue, that olive green color brings back good memories for me. And I do feel like this is a true, like, army fatigue green. It is coming out a little lighter on the screen than it is, you know, here. It looks almost a little bluer on my screen. It looks greener here, you know, so it's not coming out accurately. And I did notice when I tried to photograph this to share in the Vera Bradley Friends group, it was hard. It was hard to get it to photograph accurately, and it looks different in every photo, and so it's a challenge. But I do really like the color, and so I decided to give this bag a try. It's much smaller than I usually go for, so, you know, it's sort of traumatic for me. I really have to downsize when I use it. I think I'm remembering correctly when I say that I measured across the top, and the zipper was about 12 inches. If you pull it sort of tight by these loops, you stretch it out, it's a little bit longer, but like the zipper where you want access is about 12 inches. The bottom, the base, is 4 by, I think it was 10 this way. And I think from top to bottom here it was about 11 or something, roughly. So it's smaller than what I'm used to. I mean, I'm used to, I got stuff here. You know, I'm used to this, and I will talk about this in another video. I have a couple of things I want to talk about, and I want to see if I can just knock out a couple of videos before I just completely melt in this heat. Or the guys who are doing construction, there are guys on scaffold. I have windows right over here, and they're doing pointing work on the building. Like every 5 years, the city requires that buildings do that, and so they're up there right now scaffolding. It's like a couple floors up. So I just have this vision of them like coming down while I'm filming, looking in all my clutter and me talking to myself here. But let's see how many videos I can knock out before that happens, or I just melt. Anyway, so, you know, it was like traumatic, you know, to have to downsize. But I don't know, there was something about this bag that just appealed to me. I did not measure, when I was measuring, I did not measure the drop here, but my guess would be it's about 5 or 6 inches, 6 inches maybe. And this kind of can sag, you know, this top. It's a little slouchy, this bag. It's a little mushy. It's definitely a soft bag. I love it. I mean, I should not forget to say that. I do love it, even though it's very different for me. And I know there's an online outlet sale going on right now. I haven't ordered anything in a long time from the online outlet sales, but this one was more appealing to me. And I did order this in a red color, so I'm excited to see that. So I did fall in love with the color, and so then of course wanted all the things in olive leaf. And I do have a couple other things, but that's another video. Okay, so I did downsize. When I did carry this for the first time the other day, I carried it by the handles, very kind of girly, and that's not typical for me. But I did enjoy doing that. Went out to the grocery store, and you know, kind of made me sort of pine for my 100s, which are all packed away in storage, and I don't have access to them. So I don't know if I stand up, I don't know if I can, so you can get a sense of like the size of it. I'll see if I can walk around my bed and get to the back there. Maybe you can see it. I'm wearing my big baggy pants because it's so hot. There, so So you get a sense of, you know, yeah, sorry, I'm way out, but you get the sense of, you know, the smallness of it, you know. But I carried it like that until I got to the supermarket, and then about halfway in, I was standing at the deli counter. And all of a sudden I felt like, you know, it's not helping me to have this hanging from my hand or slipped in my arm. And so I pulled out the strap. So it comes with a detachable, adjustable strap, which is sort of like a woven fabric. I would prefer it to be this kind of fabric, especially, I mean, these straps are nice and soft. They're padded and like cushy, really cushy. The whole bag has that feeling. I really like the feel of the bag. Just want to hug it. Yes, I'm crazy. Anyway, so I didn't measure this. I'm sure that, you know, the dimensions must be on the website. Although they're not always, the website's not always correct. Probably longtime Vera people know the website has mistakes. And yes, I catch them. I'm a proofreader. People who don't know, I mean, my background is in fine art, and I was for a long time, decades, an art book editor. Because rather than trying to make it as a painter, I went into that. But now I'm a freelance proofreader, and so yeah, as I say to all my Facebook friends, yes, I catch all the typos in your Facebook posts. I see them all. So this is detachable. I guess you could, I mean, for crossbody purposes, you could use it. You could also probably use it as a shoulder strap. When I use it, even at its shortest adjustment, just as a shoulder strap, it still hits too low for me on my body, and it looks kind of dated to me because it hits around my hip, which always kind of feels like my mom wearing a pocketbook. So what I tend to do is if I think I'm going to want to switch how I'm carrying it, I'll keep the strap attached on this end. The end, what I consider the front end of the bag. So when the zipper is open, when the top zipper is open, it's not where the pull is. It's there. And I do that, and for people who, you know, most people maybe have already figured this out, but this enables me to just sort of easily wind it up if I'm not using it, stick it in one of the slip pockets in there, and then I can still work the zipper, you know. If I had attached the strap from here, I couldn't work the zipper anymore. So just anyway. So I did use it as a crossbody. I guess I could show that on too. So you know, when you use it as a crossbody, the handles kind of are a little bit of an issue, you know, because they don't have hardware here where they attach to the bag. So, you know, they don't lie as flat as, say, like the handles on the work tote or the handles on the Glenna, you know, and I'm sure other bags that I'm not remembering right now. So that can be an issue. The multi-strap, is that multi-strap shoulder bag? I think that has hardware. So when you put it on, then it's an issue of like, well, what do I do with these straps? You know. Let's see if I have to. So, you know, they're kind of, here, let me stand back a little bit. So, you know, that's not really a great look. So I've been doing this, you know, because even this isn't great, you know. That's kind of. So sometimes when stuff like this happens, makes me wonder if anyone in-house tries on a sample bag, you know, really uses it. How is it going to be used? All the different configurations. But anyway, that's how it looks on. It's comfortable. I don't know if this would eventually cut into me, but it seems okay. Stays in place. It doesn't. The adjuster buckle doesn't slip around. Here, this means though also that if you wanted to on the go kind of move it around, it's not easy to do. It doesn't slide so easily. That's not bad, but sometimes it does require a little working. Anyway, okay, so, and the outside, one of the things I do like about it is the outside east-west pockets. Let me take this off for the moment. You know, there's slip and then zipper pockets on there. And so I like that. Good for putting keys and shopping lists. So I do like that. And of course the grosgrain ribbon pulls on everything. For people who don't know what grosgrain is, it's the ribbon that has that sort of horizontal ribbing texture. It has a nice feel, kind of more upscale than just regular ribbon, which is also pretty. Satin ribbon's also pretty. Okay, so I really downsized, but I did manage to get stuff in here that I wanted. So I have my cell phone crossbody, Fruit Grove. Sorry, where's the camera? Always like this. I feel like the Carson cell phone crossbody is sort of like a security blanket for me. Like I want it in all my bags to slip my phone in, and I get very perturbed when it won't work for the interior of the bag. It won't fit into a slip pocket, or the bag is too shallow or something, but it works here. The bag is deep enough. Even if there's an interior zipper pocket and there's two interior slip pockets, which I'll show when I empty stuff out a little bit more. This won't fit in the slip pocket, but it will fit in the zipper pocket, and it doesn't block the top zipper. But I had just shoved it in there because my other stuff was sort of holding everything in place, so this wasn't flopping around too much. So I have that. I do need my eyeglasses because I'm 32, but I'm not really 32. Citrus paisley, could never really fully get on board with this pattern, but I've talked about it and I do like elements of it. And I do like the bursts, the elements that are more like these bursts, these floral elements that look like bursts, because as I've said in other videos, it reminds me of when I was doing pottery and all the glazes, and there are these special glazes called crystalline glazes, and they when you fire them in the kiln, they burst, like they create these burst patterns. Very pretty. Does fit a mini umbrella, which I will not open up in here because I'm superstitious. This is Turtle Dream. Oh, funny story. Haha. So I think recently the Turtle Dream stuff went on sale on the website, and I was looking at the umbrella because it was $15. I think it was like half off, and I put it in my cart, and then I like hesitated, and then I went out and I did stuff, and I was like, oh, I'll get it later, and I came back later and it was sold out, and I was so irritated. Like then I really wanted it. So I was stuck going on Amazon where it was not on sale, and I had to pay $30 for it. Anyway, fits in here just fine. Also a packable tote, Penelope's Garden, fits in here just fine. And my other shopping bag, which is I folded up real nice. I was pleased. This is my trusty Fresh Direct bag, which tangent. Warning, spoiler, rambling coming. I feel like I started ordering, this reminds me of Seinfeld. You know Seinfeld, when Jerry Seinfeld's dentist, Dr. Watley, converts to Judaism. He's Catholic, he converts to Judaism, and then he starts telling all these Jewish jokes. And Jerry is all irritated, and he goes to speak to Dr. Watley's priest, and he's in the little confessional, and he doesn't know what the kneeler is or whatever. That's a funny little bit where he sits down on it like it's a bench. Anyway, he's telling the priest that he has a suspicion that Dr. Watley has converted to Judaism purely, his language is purely for the jokes. And the priest says, this offends you as a Jewish person? He says, no, it offends me as a comedian. But it's that language of purely for that, which I always, when I think about this now, I feel like I started to, I've only recently ordered from Fresh Direct for the first time, and now I've ordered a couple of times, but that first time I feel like I was purely ordering to get the bag. I wanted the bag. I would see other people in my building getting their deliveries, and I was like coveting these, reusable bags. There's something about the photography, right? The photography is very luscious. The colors are rich, and it's a good dimension, and it's really handy when I go to the supermarket. Now these are just asparagus. This is the first one I got, and I was, very discouraged. I wanted strawberries, which Fresh Direct, I have not yet gotten my strawberries, but I have gotten raspberries, and they are beautiful. That's a beautiful one. So I have a couple now that I really like. This is the one I like the least. So this is the real workhorse, and this is the one I take to the supermarket. And they're great for carrying your groceries because they have a really wide bottom. And so they really accommodate like a big Entenmann's, flat like Entenmann's cake box, like a sheet cake or a Danish box or something, or like a full-size apple pie. Like really, you can just lie down flat in the bottom of the bag really nicely. And so I buy that stuff for my dad. He always wants something like that, and I encourage that because I'm trying to fatten him up because he lost weight from his hospital stays. So we eat a lot of cake. Well, he eats a lot of cake here, and I spend all my time trying not to eat the cake. And then this is really where I'm downsizing in the sense that I'm not carrying as much with me. I'm letting go of a lot of stuff that I thought I needed, right? You think you need it, and you create a need for it, and you don't really need it at all. But I did have to downsize my wallet. Now, normally I would take a turn lock, and it fit in here. It fit in here fine. I think I have one in here still. No, I think it's back there amongst the clutter. It fit in here fine, but it was just starting to feel a little cramped in here. So I just grabbed this, which I had also just ordered, and I am gonna, again, when I talk about this pattern, I'll talk about this a little bit more, but this worked really well. This was the, I don't remember exactly what this is called. I wanna say double zip ID. I'm not sure. People can correct me. But Dreamer, Paisley, gorgeous, and worked really well. Obviously, maybe a little bit better small size thing. So I'll talk about that when I do the rest of this stuff, I guess. So inside, I'm not sure how new this lining is. I mean, it's pretty. I don't know if it's been in other Performance Twill items, maybe in a different color scheme. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Once again, so you can see the big zipper pocket there. It's a good size. Goes down almost, almost all the way to the bottom. Not quite all the way to the bottom. And then two slip pockets there, which my phone I think fits in, but not the, the iPhone 11 fits in there, but the Carson cell phone crossbody does not. So anyway, so I really, really am enjoying this, and just, oh, that's the back. I'm loving the color, and I can get it up under my arm too, in a pinch if I need to, So sometimes I do that. It's not a bad solution for me if I don't feel like doing crossbody, and I don't want it hanging from my arm or my hand or whatever, not feeling very handbaggy. So I can get it up there. So I was pleased with that. So I definitely am enjoying it. It's very lightweight. I know sometimes the Performance Twill can feel a little heavy, and this bag does not. I liked it so much I got the large. I can show that in another video. It's large. So yeah, just not that Vera Bradley's watching me. I know they don't care about me. But a medium size would be good. I don't know. Same thing with the Vera totes I've been saying for years. Why is there no medium size? There are very few medium sized bags. They're either real big or they're real tiny handbaggy, kind of things. Why? why are there no medium size? You know, it's just like, I have some issues with Vera Bradley lately. That's one of them. Anyway, so that was that. I hope people found that helpful. It's not too bad. I have had about a half an hour. That's not bad with all my rambling. Anyway, so I feel like the light is still good, and the scaffolding guys have not come by, so I'm going to close out of this one and try to knock out Owen on Dreamer Paisley, and then hopefully tomorrow I can get to the library and just load them up. I mean, my dad doesn't have Wi-Fi here. I could use my cell service. I mean, it's unlimited, but it just takes so long. It's just easier to walk a couple blocks to the library and use their Wi-Fi. So hopefully I'll get them up in the next couple of days. Okay, so that was that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully see you next time on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day.